So this is something interesting. Let's start straight away. By the way, just a little kind of a note here is that I've partnered up with Renogy to actually bring this live stream to you. So there's a few different products and I'll explain why this is interesting for you. So if you don't already know, Renogy is a company that does all sorts of different products for solar and kind of remote technology as well. So to provide kind of battery power through solar, inverters, all sorts of equipment all the way around it. And why this is interesting is that I'm not sure if you knew there is a lot of creators around the world that are producing content in the middle of nowhere, whether it's van life, cabin life, in the middle of nowhere, remote life, but they still somehow need to, you know, edit their videos. And when the laptop, you know, goes dead, how do they get electricity in the middle of nowhere? That's where some of these products come in, and I'll explain how these work and how this is going to be a little bit different. Firstly, I've got this massive solar panel here, okay? So I'm going to try to get this out of the way first, because then I'll move it out of the shot because it takes way too much room in here and I don't have that much space. So basically this is a solar panel which makes electricity from actually, you know, the sun, and you probably know that. But this is what you can fit onto your roof or on your RV or your caravan or somewhere. This is not a portable thing here. As you can see, let me see if I can I move a little bit back there? Okay, on the back here we have some connectors. Two connectors, the waterproof connectors, and you can either daisy chain these together to another one of these panels, you know, buy another panel or 3 panels or whatever. Single panel produces 200 watts if it's direct sunlight. So if you got 2, you got 400, 5,000 watts and so on. So you can daisy chain them together to get even more power generated to actually, you know, convert this into your battery power. But that is pretty much the simple thing here. What are the dimensions of this? So just so you know as well, I'll tell you now. So 70 centimeters, which is 27.5 inches. And then 70 times 149 centimeters is the length of this. So I'm going to try to get this out of this shot here, so we can talk about the other bits. Okay. Alrighty. What's he holding? This is a solar panel. If you scroll a little bit back and hold the apple, that is a massive solar panel, 200 watt solar panel that some creators might need, you know, in a place. But there's another solar panel here which might be a bit more interesting for some people. So let me open up this one. By the way, all the links of these products, if you want to check out more, are in the description below. So if you want to do that, I'll leave some links in the description below. You'll find them there. But this one is actually a... So let me see if... Okay, so I got your joke, Moldy Apple, about 5090. So this is a portable solar panel, and as you can see, it can produce 200 watts as well if you wanted to. And there's few different feet underneath here that you can adjust. So if you want to lay it on the floor, depending on the sun's angle, you can get different angle of the solar panel, okay? By adjusting this. But also, let's open this up so you see how this works. Okay. Okay, can you even see me? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of a side of a solar panel. Okay. You can open it up and then fold it back together, and then you kind of have just a piece like that that produces 200 watts. Okay. There's a few more things in here. So if we go into this angle. Okay, here you can see there's a little pouch here. By the way, this is like IP68, I think, or something like that, rated as well. Let me just double check what the IP rating here is. So it can like, sorry, IP65, dust and splash resistant, if you want to use this outside camping or actually create a, as a remote creator. So inside this little pouch, which is also, as you can see, the zip is waterproof here as well, trying to let some, flashy, why are we doing this? Why is this going flashing? Is this flashing? Was this flashing? Okay, we're not flashing right now. We are back at flashing. Let's try this angle. Maybe this is better. Here inside this pouch, you can see there's a few cables. Obviously, again here, you've got your plus and minus nicely labeled. Your red is your plus, black is the minus. And you can connect this into the inverter and charge your batteries or directly some devices. So if you are outside, there's 2 USB ports and 1 USB Type-C port. And let me just get exactly the wattage measurement, what these can provide. This is up to, I think, 18 watts on one of them. Yes. So the Type A red over here that you can see. Let me get it from this angle. So, Type A red, 18 watts. Type A black, 15 watts. USB Type-C here, that's 45 watts. So if you just want to literally be in the middle of nowhere and have some power to your system, just having this, that's a pretty cool product. But in order to actually, you know, harvest some of the energy and, you know, because right now there's no battery with it. So either it produces power directly to your phones and charges them up. But if you need something else with it, you need a battery power, you know, to actually charge the battery, or you need an inverter as well to actually change this solar panel, change the electricity to actually charge the battery, which we'll show you in a minute as well. But there are a few more things about this that I'd like to mention. Let me see if I've mentioned everything here as well. MC port, we did, it's highest power conversion efficiency of 23.5%. Maximum power generation in a compact and efficient form. You already know that. You can use this for fishing, gardening, camping, creators in a, you know, going wherever. Super lightweight. You can just throw it in the boot of your car. You can use that. Produces quite a lot of power altogether as well, which is interesting. And by the way, these are on a sale right now as well. This is Cyber Monday, so you want to check them out in the description below if you'd like to get that. Okay, any questions yet? Anyone, if you have any questions, go and tag me at the Tech Notice, or just type in at Tech Notice, then we'll get that. Type C, is there a fast charger? Some of these here say that this can be actually charged 60 watts. Let me see if this... it's still, yeah, 45 watts actually. That's what's going on. But now here's a few other things in this kind of ecosystem of solar products, how to get this working. So basically this solar panel produces DC electricity, which means that it's going to go one way, right? The electricity, or the cells, in fact the electrons in the cable are running one way rather than AC, which would mean like the electrons kind of go like that. So you need to convert this into AC in order to use some of your laptop chargers, for example, or blenders, microwaves, you know, whatever you have in a cabin that you need, heaters, whatever. So there's a few other products that I want to show you how this works. So firstly, let's get out this guy here. So this is a DC to DC inverter, converter, not inverter. So let's open this box up. Okay, we get some stickers. Renogy Empowered. There's a whole ecosystem, by the way, and this is where things get quite interesting here. I might have to change the camera angle. Actually, let me see if that is plugged in. Because that's not working. So let's see if this HDMI works better. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, let's hope that this is not going to start flickering now. It's a different HDMI cable. If it has a 60 watt output, it can charge a MacBook already. Yes, potentially, Eric, indeed. So, let me put myself into that corner. You get warranty as well. By the way, they have a really long warranty for a lot of these things, of their products. Highly recommend you go check out the warranty as well. It's like very, very long. And some of the things I'm showing you here have UK plugs. You'll see in a moment when we open the inverter. But there is a UK and US different, wherever you're watching this from, there's different kind of plug options available if you're watching this from the US as well. So let's get all of these things out here. Okay, so this is a DC to DC charger, really. So if we open up these screws, I can show you what's going on. So there's a few different light bulbs, or lights, on the top of this here. 4 of these, they'll just show you if things are happening or if they're actually working. For example, here's the solar panel port here. So once you've got your solar panel connected to this one, it will show you if you're gonna actually have some solar power coming into it to charge the batteries or so on. Does this company have a grease stealer? I believe they should have different in the EU. I am not sure. Maybe some of Renogy guys who are watching can answer this in the comments as well for Tassotti. It's the best bang for buck computer guy. Oh yeah, and this time we're making best bang for buck electricity, for free electricity. Well, the best bang for buck becomes after like a little while once you've used this. So when you're looking at this product on the top here, we have Renogy, some lights on the side. This side we don't have anything. This side we have some text in there. On the back here we have basically a big heat sink. So if this ever starts to overheat, this just, you know, anticipates the heat. And it's got very, very good, what's it called? Temperature rating. So let me just get this out here, so I'm not lying to you what the exact rating was for this charger. 65 degrees Celsius hot, or minus 35 degrees Celsius. So a very high temperature range. And here you've got some screw holes to actually mount it somewhere. So if you put it like on a wall or something like that, you'd get some of these hooks up in there. Now, if we open up these 4 screws here, best bang for buck. Come on, baby. Best bang for buck now is using a mini PC and USB-C hard drive array. That would be a very interesting thing to do. Okay, is this coming off now? Maybe a bit more. There we go. So once you've got the side panel open, I'll have to open the other side as well, so you'll see. Okay, here's a few things going out here. So basically here we have the coming in ports on the left, so how you're watching it. Let me turn it this way so you can see. On this side, as you can see, it says out. Okay, so this is what goes to the battery. I've got the batteries in the box over there. So this would go to the battery, and this is where things come in. So you would connect your solar panel to these here. So as you can see, we've got these plus and minus connectors here. Okay, so you'll open these screws, connect these in here, and then puts the solar panel into here, which means that now the solar panel sends electricity to here. Now, the electricity that comes from the solar panel is actually high voltage and can be irregular. So what this charger will do is actually just regulate it and lower the voltage a little bit to actually charge the battery, so you're not going to damage any of the battery. And the battery will be connected on this side through a cable as well, which will be very similar on the battery there. Oh, look at that. You've got actually a fuse here that comes with it as well, if you wanted to do that. That is a big, massive fuse. Look at that. Nice golden as well. See-through, so you can actually see through if you wanted to. And here are a few different kind of sensors, how you would call this, these cables here. Yeah, I should take my laptop camping and see how you can power the whole thing. Now, how many of you would like to see all of this equipment actually installed and in use, and what does this mean? I would show you then. And here's a basically little different sensors that you can put in. Here you can put this for the alternator, or in your car, or in your van, or something like that, where you would put these in different places. So let's see, this one here is, yeah, So this cable here, for example, is well, I'll take it out so you can see. Okay, it's basically a cable with just a plus and minus head that you can connect to the battery, and then we'll put it inside here. As you can see, there is an RJ45 port, which means that if you connect this to your laptop, you can view any of these like details on your laptop to see whether your battery is charging, what are some of the battery percentages, is it full, how much your wattage is actually, you know, your panels producing. So you can all connect this and see this on a laptop if you wanted to. Now, this is not an internet port, and this doesn't have an IP in a way where you can actually connect this to a router, a 4G router, for example, and you can just keep track of it like wherever you are in the world. This is just a local RJ45 port if you want to check this on your, you know, web browser or something like that. There is also a separate module that you can connect to this one, a Bluetooth module, which means that if you are within range, you can connect this to your phone, to the app, and then you can see all the stats, how much the solar is producing, how much and what, you know, is going on in this here. Lifestyle W is saying they'd like to see all of these things installed and actually in work, and how much this produces, so that will be interesting. Wow, that's a charger that can work with solar and alternator. Yeah, very, very interesting. So here's a few different kind of sensors that you can connect to it, batteries, and in the car as well. So basically, if you're in the car and you can connect these sensors in the car, this would know whether your car is actually on and the generator in the engine is producing some power and charging your batteries or not. So some of these cables, that's here what they are for. This red one, is there an end here? No, this is just a simple red end. There is just a cable basically in the end of this one. But the Bluetooth module for this RJ45 has to be bought separately, or if you want a panel that you'll see just like on your screen, like a little screen, you can buy separately as well. So straight away next to it, you can see what's going on, how much is being produced, and you know, if it's actually making any electricity and how much you are making. So I'm just gonna, I'll just put these screws here so I'm not gonna lose these. I'm quite excited about this because for people who are remotely somewhere, this could be just very, very interesting for them. For example, I have a garage, not a carriage. I'm not riding a horse. I have a garage, and this is remote and there's no electricity to it. There is a random cable that runs between the house and that, but where the cable goes in the house, there is no electricity, so it would be a little bit tricky to get electricity there. So this could be an interesting product to install and show you how much power and what we can get installed, and how we can get it working. Instruction manual, if you don't know how it works. Oh, here is exactly what they say. Temperature sensor. There we go, that's our temperature sensor. We've got fuse, signal wire, voltage sensor, and then ring terminals. M8. That's the Bluetooth module here that they show separately. Okay, so now this DC to DC, once we have our batteries charged, we want to see which batteries do we have. So let me move these all on one side. Let me see if there's anything else that I forgot to mention about this DC to DC battery charger. La 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 la. So. It can fully charge 1 kilowatt battery within 2 hours using solar energy, depending on your solar, availability. Removable side covers, smart monitoring. And I think this is pretty much it. By the way, this can be just mounted inside like your RVs or inside the car as well. So people who are doing this van lives or whatever, then exactly when you're on a safari in Botswana, this is going to be very, very helpful, and you can survive a zombie attack or edit videos even if you don't have power, but this can. So basically now we get the power from the solar, either portable or the main big panels which you saw previously. Let me go this side so you can see. So we have solar panel, right? We're harvesting the solar energy. We're sending this to this battery charger, right? And then now this is going to send the electricity from here and charging our batteries. So for the batteries, these are heavy things now. Okay. Green rocks. So let's see if we can open this up. Let's see if we can get it a bit further away. Okay, this is a big boy. But the good thing is there are handles on the side. Let me try to get it up. Okay, this is a huge battery, okay? If I'm not mistaken, this is 2,700 watt hours capacity. Your minus and plus on this side, as you can see on the top. Let me move myself there. Minus, plus on the top, and some things to read. Let's see. There we go. So this is lithium ion battery, and as you can see, this is very important information in here. This is a 24 volt kind of a battery. So the thing is that there's two separate kind of voltages when it comes to battery. They're 48 as well and difference, but the main one 12 volts and 24 volts. Now this is the more current one. So we have 24 volt, which means that some of these inverters you can't actually connect to it, but you can connect some third party or other products from non-Renogy companies. So if you have inverters 24 to AC, then 24 volts, sorry, to AC converters, then you can use this battery with. Now, Renogy is going to come out with a product very, very soon that can invert this 24 volt as well, which is a little bit more powerful, basically. More voltage, it's more powerful, and so on. So this is one of those batteries here, and you've got these protective knobs on the top. Once you've connected it up, you'll just put these on, and then this is not going to get damaged. I wonder who ships such large lithium batteries. Indeed, because a lot of these, where did I put the box? Ah, it went already. So let me get this. I know you think that this is heavy, but actually, if you look at how much power they produce per weight, then that's quite impressive. So this is 2560 watt hours, 2560 watt hours. Now, let me get the other one here as well. Yup. Okay, where's the, there we go. Okay, so here's the instruction manuals of this one, and I'll tell you in a moment, there's some interesting facts about these batteries as well, how you can connect them together and get more power out of them. Sam,
Yeah.
could you take this box, please? I just don't have space for it here. Just throw it somewhere there for now. It's empty. Thank you. Okay. I have a laptop I'm getting. It can support 2 drives, one to 230 and one to 280. Should I have OS on the 2230 or on the 2280? 2280 is going to be 4 terabyte and 2230 is going to be 1. I would do it the other way. Put your OS on the smaller drive and then on the bigger drive put all your projects. So if we open up this one here now here, okay, now this is slightly different to that battery over there, and the battery capacity from here is 2560 as well. So both of them 2560 watt hours. They're insanely large batteries. Okay, so this is now 12 volt, as you can see here, and 12 volt can be inverted into AC power, which I'll show you in there, up to 3000 watts. So remember we had this guy in here. Okay, so let's put it this way so it makes sense. I know it's upside down for you, but what you can see is the solar power came in on this side, then this guy changes the voltage down, boom, and now from these outputs we can, boom, charge the battery here, plus and minus. Remember you had the cables that came with it, so these go to the solars, boom, and then you connect these to there. You might need special cables to connect these into it, or you can use your own cables if you know how to do and what you're doing. Basically just having a ring around or put the wires around, turn them down, it's fine as well. But if you use proprietary cables, it's probably obviously better results, just a little bit safer and so on. So now this can charge these batteries up. But now from this battery, how do we actually harness this? By the way, this can do both 24 and 12 volts. Before we go into the inverter to actually convert the DC power to AC, just if you're watching midstream right now, what is AC and DC? DC power only runs one way. So basically, if you connect a cable from here to there, the electrons will run one way, always one way. So for example, you can see this in your toy or remote control cars. They have like wires that go into the little engine there. Okay, if you swap those wires around, it actually starts to run the little motor the other way. So your reverse and forward will be the opposite then, because they only kind of run one way. The electrons will run one direction, one way or the other way. When we convert that energy to AC, now then suddenly we have, you know, moving electricity, which most of the households and all the electric devices run at, which is interesting because your PC power supply, if you've got this behind there, oh, that's gone to sleep. If you've got a PC in there, then the power supply inside the PC actually converts the AC from the wall. AC goes in there to converts it to DC electricity inside. And inside we have 12 volts and 5 volts. Very soon it's all going to be 12 volts. But basically that's the power, what's going on in there. I have a whole backup system, solar, controller, charger, battery. It can charge the NAS and server, you have right. Oh, the question is if the sun is good enough in the UK. Well, in the summer months it is, but in the, you know, right now, not so good. Only a few hours. But if you don't use it, it should still power this and charge it up, because a NAS is not going to take that much energy. You might have a few 20, 30, up to 60 watts or something like that pulled from the NAS, so that's going to be interesting. But these batteries, what you can do with this is actually connect those batteries together to get even more power. You can either have them parallel, or what they call them, parallel and let me get this out exactly so I know I'm not saying something odd. So sorry, Sam, I can hear it. So possibilities to get I want to show you this picture. Okay, how can I show you this picture? Is this going to be here? There we go. Okay, can you see this here? Ah, voila, would you look at that? Okay, so here we can connect those batteries together so that we have more power basically. So you can connect them together kind of one after the other, as you can see here. So these are singular ones connected together, and then we have just more power altogether. Is this the 24 volt? Oh no, these are the 12 volt. So we can get 48 volts together, okay? And then you can connect them together this way, and now we get 12 volts but more capacity, as you can see, 20.5 kilowatt hours. That is quite a lot. So you can buy them in like multi-packs or 2-packs, and connecting them together different ways, you can get either more power or more capacity as well. So you can double the voltage if you wanted to, and more capacity as well. The system can be charged by the alternator as well. Yeah, potentially. So you can basically run petrol power and then have a generator basically to charge this one up, as far as I understand. So these are the different ways what we can do with the batteries. So batteries can be connected together. We have the batteries, but now we need to convert this battery energy. So we've harnessed the solar energy through the DC to DC. In there, we've got the power in here. Now, what can we do with it? If we start taking this out here, it's going to be DC power, and it's very hard to do anything with that power, because that's not how your, you know, saw, drills, coffee machines, microwaves, fridges, whatever work at. So let me put this on the side. Okay. And if you want a gym, you can just lift the batteries and you can keep yourself fit, you know, in the middle of nowhere. Now, this is the last part here that fits into this ecosystem. Not ecosystem, just into this kind of solar power scheme. Let's open this one out. Up. Okay, so this is a box within a box. Oh, sorry. Okay. Now, this is what's called inverter. It changes the DC to AC. We've got some cables in here. Some more cables. Well, that's the switch. I'll tell you what that's for. So, what this guy here says is 3,000 watts on it. Let me get this angle, okay? 3,000 watt Renogy pure sine wave inverter with transfer switch, 12 volt DC to 230 volt AC, 50 hertz. So this is for the UK, okay? 50 hertz, as you can see, 230 volts, and it's kind of given away by these UK plugs here. Now, if you're watching this from the US or from any other parts of the world, you have EU, US ones as well, different inverters. Now, this is for the 12 volt. Very, very important that it's the 12 volt. Now, another important thing about this inverter is that because this is 3,000 watts, okay, when you have only one of these batteries connected, the 12 volt batteries to this here, so you connect the batteries on this side, okay, batteries, your plus and minus go on this side. You've got little fans here that cool this inverter down. You've got feet on the bottom here so you can attach it to the walls or to, you know, the floors or wherever you want it. Battery goes in there, and then power comes out from this side. If you want the 3,000 watt, you should connect two batteries together. If you have one, it's not going to be able to provide all 3,000 watts, okay? It can only provide 2,000 something watts, so not all 3 kilowatts. But, guys, this, and with one battery, we could run our full PC, our full rig, a full Threadripper system, even if you wanted to, with monitors, keyboards, everything. So 3,000 watts, that is quite a lot of power now. This is like, you know, even your hair dryers. Well, hair dryers can go over 3 kilowatts actually, but you know, anyway. So on this side, let me put it this way so it is the right way for you. We have two plugs. So this is where you can plug in your any devices that you want to charge, you know, laptops, fridges, coffee machines, microwaves. These can go in there, and this provides 230 volts and 50 hertz like you see in the UK. Someone, Christian Davies, is saying, I have two 100 amp hour Renogy smart batteries connected to parallel charge with DC to DC alternator charge at 150 watt solar. I create YouTube content on the fly. There we go, Christian Davies. That is absolutely amazing. Do you have so do you charge it by the alternator, or is it solar how you charge? No, DC alternator charger. And 100, sorry, I didn't read the whole thing. 150 watt solar. There we go. Great YouTube content on the fly. Exactly the person who this is for. So here is where you can connect all sorts of power to. Bear in mind, you can put an extension in here and get more power out of it, and that's it. Now, here is an AC input. So you're thinking, wait a second, how does this work? So let's say you use this in your van, RV, something like that, right? Van life. And you park in a camping slot or in a place where they do have power. and you don't want to run your whole, you know, van by just on the solar and, you know, kind of use your batteries because they provide free electricity. What you can do is actually put the power in here through this cable that is provided. So that's just a normal kettle cable that you see. Put it in here, plug that one into the outlet on the campsite or wherever, and then now this will give power to this bit, and now you can have all the fridges or all the devices that are connected into here, you know, powered by the AC port that's, you know, wherever you are. Now, this doesn't actually work backwards. So if you plug in the power here and plug it into the AC, you can't actually charge the batteries that are on the other side by just this cable. That doesn't quite work. You need an AC to DC charger to actually do that. But this inverter doesn't do that backwards, just so you know. This is how it works. And then on the other side, we have also this tiny little remote, which is RG45 port here, and then a power switch. So now if you power it on this side with one little line, then that means that this is always on, and whenever there's battery power, you can turn it on. So all your devices are on and pulling power basically. But you can connect it to the remote here, which means that it's going to take whether it's on or off from this RJ45 connector. So let's say if you've got this inverter buried underground or behind the wall or somewhere where you can't access it, for example, then you have this thing over here. And then now you can switch this inverter on or off by this little remote switch. As you can see, RG45 on this side and that. So that's really helpful. Let's say if this is buried in a wall underground or somewhere where you can't access this switch in there, you can just switch it on and off and turn your, you know, whatever devices, coffee machines, whatever things on and off in there. So you connect the batteries to it through these cables, as you can see here. Powerful big cables, making sure that, you know, it can actually push enough power through. Put them on this side, and then these go on the battery side, and then voila, you have a fully working system, because now through these ports over here you can get full power, which is absolutely amazing. Now, if you were in a cabin, what you can also do is put your power in here and have a full, let's say, switch or like a fuse box somewhere, right? And you run the electricity from here to the fuse box, and then from the fuse box, you know, just get the kettle cable, you know, separate the plus, minus, and the earth, connect it to your fuse box, so you've got power coming into the fuse box, and from the fuse box you might have sockets, lights, other things, and this guy is going to provide up to 3 kilowatts of energy if you have 2 batteries connected this one, which is very, very cool. At the same time, when it's warm outside, you know, maybe air conditioning or something like that, you want to run off the battery, you've got the solar charging all the time, and you can run the solars, charge your devices, and at the same time give power out. Is absolutely amazing. So bear in mind, if you want to get 3 kilowatts, you need 2 batteries. So that's that. Any questions now about your creator PCs, anything else, I'm gonna answer these answers now. But if you do want to check out any of the Renogy devices, I've got the links in the description below, and you can check them out. There's actually deals on right now if you want to check them out. Deals in the description below. Cyber Monday sale if you want to check them out, or whenever you're watching this live stream, check them out. Solar panels, anything else. I have my PC i7 12700K paired with an RTX 4070. Built it almost 6 months ago. Is this a good combo? Because I haven't had any issues yet, but I have a feeling maybe I should have gone with a 13th gen. i5 13th gen? No, this is a good combo, mate. Nothing bad. It's pretty good combo. it'll rip threads and do good things for you in there. I'm quite excited about figuring out the solution and how we can utilize all of this tech here from Renogy to actually produce solar power and get it, you know, all working in there. Yeah, i5, that's what Lifestyle Pierre meant. Let me see. Okay. By the way, have I put these on yet or not? No, I don't think I have. By the way, new merch available right now. Go check them out in the description below. Tag some products. New t-shirts available as well, a bit more Christmas style. Alrighty. Last questions coming in. Oh, actually, there was one question that I'd like answering. Where is it? Where is it? Here. It's about the SSD. So yesterday I released an SSD video. If you haven't seen that one out yet, it's the Gen 5 drive, and someone was wondering where should I put some of these things on. Did you check out the X16 Flow? George is saying. Zawa is saying, I pressed the power button on the PC and nothing happened. So I turned the PSU power switch off and on back on, and then pressed the power button and the PC started perfectly. Voila! Sometimes the power of turning things back on and off. But anytime I shut down the PC, it won't start up unless I cycle the PSU power switch on and off and then press the power button. Ooh, that is interesting. So there's some kind of a could be a motherboard issue or power supply issue. Double check if you've got your front panel connectors plugged in properly as well. Well, if it works one time, it shouldn't work the other time. Could be motherboard that once you turns off the power supply delivery, so when you press the power button again, it doesn't know it's there unless you reset it, and then it comes back on. It knows that. Perhaps. Back to the SSD question. So Sergey is saying, asking me a question, emailed me a question about a drive consistency versus full system benchmark test. So basically, I've mentioned this in some of the other videos before, but the full consistency test on the PC Mark 10 for the SSDs is extremely like synthetical. We write like, was it 27 terabytes of footage on it, fill the drive many times, and the drives that have higher capacity perform better in there because they have more products, basically, more capacity inside there. So he was asking me like Solidigm P44 Pro is like really good for the full system benchmark, but not so good on the actual drives consistency test. But that is not exactly comparable because if you look at the Solidigm compared to Samsung, Samsung 990 Pro versus P44 Pro for the consistency test, that's true. Solidigm doesn't perform as well because probably the cache is smaller, and once it fills up, it can't write as fast in there. So don't worry about the consistency test too much. Just look at the 1 terabyte options, and that's when you'll see the best results in there. The Pinoy dude just arrived. We have almost finished the live stream. Go check out the previous products, so everything that we did there. So there's a lot more that we unboxed here and talked about, a full solar system to actually have a remote electricity anywhere without having any power to there. But so the consistency test, it's very, very like synthetic, and any drive that performs like on the top there is like when you have very, very large files. I mean like big, over 100 gig video files that you're writing onto it or working with, then perhaps the consistency test starts to become a little bit relevant. But even at that point, probably not so much relevant with any of the video editing, because your video editing files are probably much, much smaller, and you're not going to be writing constantly on it. And when you're reading it, you're not reading like massive ones in there. So that's that. My inverter is 500 watts, which I figured is enough for my Curta PC. Your recommendation, StudioBook 16. There we go. The rest charger from the 12-volt circuit. The combo of DC to DC and solar so far has been enough. Very good. Yeah, 500 watts for the StudioBook is well enough. The StudioBook charger, I think, is 240 watts. So that'll be fine. That's very interesting. So yeah, when you're getting your SSDs, look for a very fast random read and write speeds. That's going to be for the system drive. Like you can see there, the Solidigm performs very, very well. But then the consistency test, Samsung performs a little bit better, so you can sustain the fast speed. So, you know, get a system drive for Solidigm and then a project drive, Samsung, for example, if you want to see that. So hopefully that answered the question. My friends, any other questions before we end this live stream? Thank you very much, Renogy, for giving me the opportunity to check out some of your products. And then hopefully we can partner up again in the future, where we can actually create some kind of a system to power the whole, you know, garage or a whole room, house with these products. I'm gonna start putting these screws back, all these side panels back for this DC to DC charger. Which is better in programming, Intel or AMD? Probably, depending what you're doing. Code Compile is multi-core performance, so 13900K probably better than 7950X right now. But at the same time, AMD's got very good upgradability, so it's the same. Both very good, depending which price point. If you go over a lower end price point, then I think Intel's going to win because it's got more cores. Yeah, really cool, Christian. Okay. That screw is down. Alrighty. Well, my friends, check out the Renogy products in the description below. I'm going to end the live stream here. Solar panels, or the portable solar panel. The portable solar panel is one of those things that actually can be used even without any of the other proprietary things from Renogy. Like if you don't have batteries or anything else, just having this one will help you just charge any of your devices. If you have power banks or laptops or whatever, you can charge it through them. USB-C up to 45 charger. So pretty all right. And you can buy some of the power banks as well that actually can give you like up to 100 watts or something like that power. So if I could generate 1 kilowatt hour per day, what kind of power supply of a computer should I have to use it for a whole day? So 1 kilowatt hour, which basically means that 1 kilowatts per hour. So if you have a power or like a computer that produces around 500 watts or pulls 500 watts, then you can use that computer for 2 hours, because after 2 hours you have used 1 kilowatt hours. So what kind of power supply should you have? It's not so much about the power supply, it's about how much the PC is willing to pull power. The power supply just what's the word? The power supply gives the option of giving power to the whole system, but the system actually draws the power. I hope that answers your question, Eric. Okay, let's get these products back in there. Warranty cards, stickers, Renogy powered. That's going to be interesting. Thanks guys for watching. I'll see you in another video that's coming out tomorrow. Bye bye.